Hi, Al Coley here to talk about lean manufacturing practices and 5S principles and the benefits they can bring to us both in our work lives and at home. So when I talk about lean manufacturing, what does that mean exactly? Lean manufacturing is the implementation of a concept that anything that doesn't create value in the process or product has to be eliminated. So we need to understand what waste is, what doesn't create value, and eliminate it. Well, what does waste in the workplace look like? Unfortunately, it's all around us. Transportation, inventory, motion, waiting, overproduction, overprocessing, defects, and unused employee potential. And that's a big one. When an employee is sitting on an idea or a suggestion and they feel they can't share that with people, that's waste. So with any ideology, we need to break it down. So let's break it down into simpler steps and start with the cornerstone of lean, which is 5S. So what's 5S based on? Well, 5S is based on a book written by Hiroyuki Hirano, and that's the 5 pillars of the visual workplace. Hirano is a product of the Japanese electronics industry, and he turned his talents into consulting. In his book, he writes about the visual workplace and the concept of continuous improvement. And he introduces us to this idea of 5S, a 5S system, which is sort, set in order, shine, standardize, and sustain. So why implement 5S? First off, it's simple. It's simple to understand and make sense. A place for everything and everything in its place. And secondly, it's critical not to lose sight of the customer, both internal and external. We have to remember that customers have dynamic needs and expectations, and they constantly change, and companies, including ours, compete to meet those needs. So although these two statements might seem too obvious to be worth discussion, the point remains: without customers and their needs and money, we would have no purpose at all. So this means improving products and services, lowering costs, or what is more loosely called continuous improvement. So let's begin with the first pillar of Hirano's 5S concept, which is sort. Success in this area depends on using a systematic approach by asking questions effectively. Questioning is a key life skill, and effective questioners understand the intent behind their questions. Ask questions about each item. Is it needed? Is it needed in this quantity? If it is needed, where should it be located? Who is ultimately responsible for these items? After you start, take a look around. Are there any tools or items left on the floor? What's left behind? That can give you an idea if the excess tools or it's just plain clutter. The key is leave only the bare essentials. A second step to the sort procedure is when we red tag items. So this step is taken when we have difficulty in deciding if an item is necessary or not. And we segregate these red tag items into a holding area. And again, we ask ourselves questions. How frequently is this item used? Hourly, daily, once a month? Should it be kept within arm's reach at point of use? Can it be stored in another location? A point to remember is the red tag area should be clearly visible and logged to ensure control of each item. Responsibility of the red tag area should be assigned to someone who has been involved during the sorting of the area. And once the items have been kept for a period of time and are no longer needed, they can be disposed of. Another point to remember is that any items that are broken or have no value can be disposed of prior to the red tag area. But again, you must keep in the back of your mind that one man's trash is another man's treasure. So the point of the red tag area is that it's visible, people can come by, have a look at it and say, you know what, that's important to me, we need this, and so therefore we're going to keep it, but maybe not at that location. Lastly, take a picture of before and after. We want to record our path forward.